So we just got back from a movie screening of Lurker, which is an American psychological drama thriller film. Written and directed by Alex Russell, who I think is a first-time director on this one. It's his directorial debut. So we've just been to the Picture House Central Cinema, which is in London's West End, just before the LFF starts. The BFI London Film Festival starts officially this coming Wednesday. So we got a special press screening. I was expecting it to be a bit busier, to be honest. It was probably not even half full, was it, that screening?
Oh, well, there's a few other screenings of it, so I think people have the choice. But yeah, it was a pretty big theater today.
True, yeah. I suppose there was a lot of room, and we've still got opportunities, like you say. But the film stars Théodore Pellerin, Archie Madekwe, who was in Midsummer and Saltburn. It examines the entanglement between rising British music star Oliver and the seemingly docile Matthew, who's a clothing store employee turned self-styled tour videographer. Quite an interesting story.
Yeah, very original, but I was quite captivated from the beginning to end, actually. Yeah, it definitely delves into the world of fan obsession and wanting to be close to your favorite celebrities. Matthew actually worms his way into being his favorite celebrity's right-hand man. Yeah, some interesting things take place, which kind of makes you question, has this happened to me before? I don't know, but if anyone's out there who's ever been friends with a celebrity, you'll recognize a lot of some of the narrative and some of the feelings that are drudged up in this type of film.
I think we could speak from personal experience. I mean, you've got first-hand experience of this kind of thing, I guess, from running music events and running EQ Music Blog and doing lots of music journalism. I've worked in radio as well, so I've kind of been there. I've kind of seen bits and pieces of what this film was showing, and to be honest, I was expecting it to go a little bit further. I was expecting it to be a real deep dive into obsession. It just kind of touched the surface for me.
I think what was underneath the surface and what it didn't say spoke a lot, actually, because some of the scenarios that were acted out were like things that I've thought about in my mind before having been in that situation. I think psychologically, if you're getting into the mind of the main character, Matthew, it says a lot, and it makes you question, like, oh, was I right to feel that way? Kind of like the same way Matthew did when he was basically trying and clawing his way into a celebrity's life and wanting to maintain his position there. Almost like, you could almost align it with, a corporate job. Like, you're trying to keep your position and you could get fired at a moment's notice for the silliest of things, and you're trying to be on your best behavior, but you're also trying to advance your career. And then add in the whole intoxication of fame and a little bit of money, but mostly fame in your association with fame. It's an interesting world.
It starts pretty quickly because obviously he is in his shop working, and the music star Oliver walks in, and you see Matthew putting on one of his tracks, and Oliver's quite happy about the fact that he's playing his track on the sound system in the shop. So that's how the friendship starts initially, and it all becomes quite full on quite quickly. He invites him back to his apartment, and then obviously gets him to do various jobs as part of that role. So he's obviously doing a lot of videography work, and there is someone else who's editing and doing videography work, and he kind of feels a bit left out.
Everyone in that little circle is really vying for their place, for their job, the job that they've been so lucky and fortunate to have bestowed upon them, to be invited into someone's self-made family. But it's just not all about like obsessive fans and the hangers-on and the yes men. It does take a bit of a turn in the middle, and the side gets switched, and there's a big power dynamic shift, which is interesting. I wonder how many times, artists have been fallen under this power dynamic shift where they actually need these people who are manipulating them.
And I guess you do. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of seen situations like this before where you see someone who you think is really in control and has quite a big ego, and that ego is dented because somebody, an outsider comes in and takes. I mean, I've been in that position where I thought I was really safe in a role, and someone else does do a similar job to me. And I think we've all kind of been there, and we've all seen that threat that comes in, and the threat that comes in pretty quickly, because he does arrive on the scene, and he takes on a lot of roles pretty quickly. So it's a fast pace for that to happen. I mean, but part of me was thinking, would that really happen? And then I remember things from a personal experience. It's like, yeah, that would happen. But I don't know whether, I mean, because he seemed to have a lot of money. He seems to have a lot of people working for him, and they had quite a lavish lifestyle. But then you would see him play clubs, and the clubs would be quite small venues. But I guess that happens as well with bigger stars. You do see them play smaller venues. So I don't know. I couldn't quite work that out.
Well, who knows where all the income streams are coming from, but yeah, I mean, that really didn't take me out of the film too much. The fact that he was playing small venues and still having a bit of a lavish lifestyle. I mean, you only need one number one hit these days to get to that level.
Not on Spotify though. You're not going to get any money from Spotify.
Exactly. No, it was a very interesting film. I kept playing while watching the film. It was a little triggering things that have happened in my life, where people have like, oh, you're friends with a celebrity, and, they try to push their way in because, and this is a theme of the movie, they want what you have. They're jealous of what you have, and they think that, and they'll do anything to push you out of the way to get to that position. And it really I kept like going through my head, and I'm like, there's at least 3 times that's happened in my life. And I think that this film will resonate with anyone who's been friends with a celebrity or is friends with a celebrity. They'll recognize a lot of those situations that come up in this film.
And the comedy that is in the movie, I mean, I started off by saying it is, a psychological thriller. It is, but I think, there's enough fun in there to keep you entertained. I mean, I was entertained throughout. It was a ride. Like I say, it probably could have gone a little bit further in terms of drama and psychological thrills, but I did enjoy it. But I was just expecting it to go just to dig a little bit deeper and just to make it a bit.
I was really okay with the pacing and how deep they made the cuts. The interesting shift of power dynamics about the last third of the film really kind of like, whoa, it got a little dark.
In a way, it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, some of it, because it was poking fun at people who are like that within the industry, that are kind of a bit entitled and a bit selfish. They're after the money.
Yeah. And also one thing I took away from it too is artists do need their people. It is a give and take, and it always... the success of an artist often depends on how good of a crew or the people that they invite in, that, the good family that they have around them. Yes, families do manipulate each other, and there was definitely some manipulation going on. The very interesting ending too, I thought, like they kind of left it a bit open-ended, and I felt myself at the end going, okay, well, who's using who here?
Exactly. Yeah, and also, what do these people want? Because it can flip. Your desire for fame and success and recognition for what you are doing and what you're achieving, it can suddenly be taken away from you. And I guess that's the point, isn't it? Is that people will use other people to get what they want, and sometimes it's not what you really wanted all along from the beginning.
And although the film focuses on Matthew's character, manipulating Oliver to get what he wanted, you have to wonder how many people did Oliver manipulate to get where he was, to be in that position. Because he was like, don't take it away from me. Don't take it away from me. I made one mistake. Don't take all this away from me.
Yeah. Some of it was toe curling. I mean, I don't know about you, but I was like cringing. I mean, it was deliberately so, because obviously it was meant to be. But with the characters and what they were doing and how they were manipulating each other and how they were using each other, it was kind of like, oh. But I think that's, again, it goes back to, we can all understand those situations because we've all been in similar situations where you can see other people that have done the same thing, and it's like, oh god, it's just such an awkward position to be in, because you see how it's affecting other people and how they're suffering as a result.
Yeah, I was absolutely very entertained. I've never seen a story like this before, so it felt pretty original to me. I loved it. I thought it was a great film.
I think it's already out in the States, so if you are in the States, you can see it. I think it's on Mubi, but it hasn't actually had a UK release date yet, because obviously we're just seeing it at the London Film Festival. But I'm going to go for 3 stars. I thought it was, I thought it was entertaining.
I'm going to go for 4 stars because it really resonated with me. It really hit and triggered a few things and emotions, and from someone who's been in that situation. So yeah,
it touched a nerve with Raj Rudolph.
It did touch a nerve. So, but that's good. I like films that make you feel things and make you uncomfortable. That film made me uncomfortable.
Théodore Pellerin is brilliant as well. He was really good in this role, and we've seen him in Solo. We reviewed that recently, which you can check out on the screen now. But we've got a lot to cover at the London Film Festival this year.
And it's just getting started, kids. Just getting started.
Let's go.